Well, through their many programs and services, Children's Aid Society provides children along with families the support they need to help children succeed. Here now to share a little bit more about the organization and some upcoming events, please welcome now the Director of Collective Impact, Abe Fernandez, and he joins us here. Good to have you again.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's all right. It's good to have you. So you guys are really staying on top of things, really servicing kids, and we talk about, just in the last segment about kids in college, but
Absolutely.
Your work is vastly, a little similar.
Absolutely. So we've now been doing work in New York City since 1853. So 164 years of trying to understand what kids need. Kids and families really changing with the times, changing with where the need is, and really trying to be on top of those supports. We believe strongly that all kids have limitless potential. And so we think it's really important to provide a solid foundation of support for children and families from birth all the way through college and career. So we do that through a number of programs, including early childhood programs. We have a number of community schools, which are very comprehensive public schools that meet the needs of kids and families. We have community centers, and at both of those we provide after school and summer programs. Really anything that kids need, we try to provide. We have an entire medical department, and so we also provide community care in terms of health care, but also school-based health. We're also really proud of our child welfare work, which is really how we got started many, many years ago.
Yeah, and the work you guys continue to do is phenomenal. When you talk about next month is a very important month. It's Foster Care Month. And,
That's right.
What's going on here?
So, I think it's a really
National
important.
Foster Care Month, I should say.
Absolutely, and it's really important that we recognize the important work that's happening all over the country when it comes to foster care, but certainly here in New York City. Children's Aid, we probably support somewhere between 500 and 600 different children in foster care. We're really proud of that work. It is very, very challenging work, but the goal is to really help stabilize families and to try to make sure kids come back to a safe, supportive environment. There are times when that doesn't really work out, and so the other part of the work that's really important is to find really safe, supportive, adoptive homes for those children. So we were really pleased that last year we found 63 of those settings for kids, and I think it's a really important part of what we do as a city.
And when we talk about that, there'll be, of course, a lot of programs and awareness that's going on as well.
Right. So every time we really want to highlight stories of foster families, and just the lengths that families are going to make sure children are being taken care of well. And so we're going to be featuring a number of those stories on social media next month. We also always do a big party and a big celebration to thank those families and to really sort of help kids understand that there is a lot of support out there for them.
Here in New York State, we've got a lot of big problems, and poverty is a big one. And
Yes.
there's an Empire State Poverty Reduction Initiative that's going on. And
Yeah.
Give us a little info on that.
So yeah, we're really excited about this as well. The governor last year announced in his state of the state the expansion of some work that started in Rochester, New York, and has now gone to 15 new additional communities, including the Bronx, which we're really excited about. So we have an opportunity to get an investment of somewhere in the ballpark of $2.75 million to think about how we can address the drivers of poverty in the Bronx. So what's really exciting about how this particular project is unfolding is that instead of having a preconceived notion from the state about what's going to happen, or even the borough president who ended up selecting Children's Aid to help coordinate this effort, the borough president himself has said, I have no preconceived notions. There's a real belief that the answers are in the community. And so we are next weekend, Friday and Saturday, we're holding a planning institute where we're inviting anyone who lives in, who loves the Bronx, who knows the Bronx, who can help us really understand what's the story behind the numbers. We all know that the numbers aren't great. We know we have high rates of poverty. We know we have many issues we want to sort of work through. We want to talk directly to people who work in this borough, people who live in this borough, folks who are living in poverty themselves, to really understand what's the story behind that, and maybe more importantly, what do we do about that? What seems to have worked? What are mistakes we don't want to repeat? And how might we take this unprecedented investment and do something new and creative that really will have a big impact?
And a lot of people, you're definitely looking to push the streets and get people's voice. I know it's the We Need Your Voice event.
That's right. So we're hoping that either day, Friday, May 5 or Saturday, May 6, it's going to be at Metropolitan College of New York. We start at 9 o'clock on Friday, 10 o'clock on Saturday, give people a chance to sort of get some rest. But it's going to be an all-day affair. and we already have a really good response. We'd love to get more and more residents of the Bronx, including young people, right? So it's not just around adults talking about this. We know that this is an issue that affects families and young children as well. And so if we can get the voice of youth there, that's really important as well.
It's very important. And so if people want more information, what do they do?
So if you go, I hope it's on the lower third here.
Yeah,
So if you go to children'said society.org/ESPRI-RSVP, it's a little complicated, but it's the Empire State Poverty Reduction Initiative, RSVP.
Yeah, seeing it down at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah, yep.
So if you go there, you can sign up, and we would love to have you.
What do you find to be the biggest challenge right now in terms of servicing young people today? Because they require so many different services. As I was sharing with some people a little while ago, the needs to take care of young people today are a whole lot different than before.
Yeah, I think what's really, for us, what we keep coming back to is that there are many needs. And the question becomes, how do we ensure that all of the partners that are helping young people are doing it in a very sort of collaborative, collective way? So it's in addition to continuing to provide those individual programs and services, we want to make sure there's enough connective tissue so that if a child comes to one person with a need, that service provider also knows where else to go for other things that child might present with. So I think having that sort of collaborative feel is what we need in the Bronx.
Abe Fernandez, Director of Collective Impact for Children's Aid Society. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
to share with us. Best wishes. I know you got a busy schedule up ahead.
We do.
And, hopefully you'll get a lot of public participation.
Many thanks for your support.
All righty. Abe Fernandez. Listen, stay tuned. We got more open. We'll be right back in a few.